Shri Guru Vaishnavasya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sarvadharma Sadvaitam Sadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sarvana Lalita Shri Vishakam Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Vidyanamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatari Vacha Kalpataru Yasya Kripasintu Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahaprabhaya Krishna Devaraya Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Yorakashe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagapade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Namaste Taptalam Shri Gopandi Ande Vrindavaneshwari Vishadhanu Sute Devi Pranami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So it's been quite some time for Sunday feast coming here, but so for past few weeks, almost for 2-3 months, we have been doing Bhakti Shastri Ishwar Parishad module here. So many devotees were attending the Bhakti Shastri. So recently we completed the Bhakti Shastri session. Till last Saturday, I was coming regularly over here. So it's visible, no, to everybody? So today we are going to discuss a very, very important topic on Sadhana Bhakti. And you want to make it bigger? Huh? Possible? No, back. At least the light next to that should be switched off.
No, it's a single switch. So we can put that.
No, if you switch off, what will happen?
It's a single switch.
Just switch off.
Single switch for all the lights.
All the lights? No, I'm just asking you what is the effect we will see. It is good that you can focus.
So effect will be seen here.
Yeah?
Effect will be seen here. Devotees might see.
So दोनों effect देखते हैं.
Okay, bro.
It is okay now. This is good.
Bro, right.
Huh? ठीक है. Oh, the moment you finish that, then only I'll start. And it will take 2 hours to finish this. You can decide when you want to go. Enough. So, this is a very important topic on Sadhana Bhakti. So, what it means to, what is the basis of sadhana that we are doing? So, like detailed analysis we are going to do. So, this is based on a section from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, that is, it's from a Madhya Lila, chapter 19. It talks about the rarity of the human beings, the rarity of practitioners of Dharma, and amongst them the rarity of practitioners of pure devotional service. So we all know this, the initial things, I'll take it a little fast, it is quite well known. So that is 84 lakh species, there are unlimited number of living entities that are there. So we know that even in a small area like this, in the thumb, like if you experiment, there is millions of microbes that are there. So there are unlimited number of living entities and they are divided in 84 lakh different species of life. So all of them are there throughout the universe. So everywhere there is inhabitation is there. So there then comes this, the size of these living entities, they are very, very small and minute. We know that Bhagavad Gita, Kesha, Rasatava, Shadam, Shabdrishatmaka, Jiva Sokshma, Surupo, Sakya, Ito, Chitkara. So like it's very, this Chitkara or the particle of consciousness, so the living entity, the spirit soul, it is very small, that is, it is calculated as 1/10,000 of the tip of the hair. That's the size of this. And they are present in this 84 lakh species of life, majorly classified into two categories, that is Stavara and Jangama. So there's movable, and immovable, this one. And amongst this also, there is the Manushya Jati, in the 84 lakh species, the humans are very less, like Ati Alpatara. And then in the Manushya Jati, we find Lecha, Pudin, the Bauddha, Sabara, like that. Many uncivilized classes of people are there. And so amongst the civilized category of people, there is a section called Veda Nishta. They're followers of Vedas. And even amongst the followers of Vedas, bulk of the people are only like namesake, Veda Mukhamane. So namesake, they are like followers of Vedas, but they are not actually following the Vedas. So that is Veda Nishiddha Papa Kare, Dharma Nahi Jangare. So that is like they are performing activities which are against the Vedic literatures. So then actually those who are following the Vedic literatures, so bulk of the people are Karmanishtas. So Karmanishtas means those who want to get some better material facilities. Why they are executing the all the yoga system or all the procedures and things like that? Because they understand Krishna as Supreme Lord, and I want material facility, and He only can sanction this material facilities to me. So for that sake, they are rendering service to Krishna. They are rendering means like whatever karma yoga or whatever system they are following. And amongst Koti Karma Nishta Madhya Eka Jnani Shrishta. So there are like that many people, like millions of people who are karma nishtas, who want to make material progress. Amongst them, hardly one person will be there who will be aspiring for something beyond matter. I want to understand what is spirit. I want to understand what is Atma and what is Paramatma and things like that. So such people are very rare. Even to get that inclination is very rare. And then, like Koti Jnani Madhya, Eka Jnana Mukta. So like Jnanis are aspiring to understand the spirit, and out of millions of Jnanis, one may actually come to the point of understanding what is soul and what is super soul and things like that. And Koti Mukta Madhya, Durlabha Eka Krishna Bhakta. So amongst like many Jnanis, one Bhakta is like very rare. So we see that it is devotees of the Lord means it is very niche crowd. It is not that like we cannot produce devotees in millions. So but this is something that is their tradition in like unlimited living entities categorized in 84 lakh species of life. They are moving and non-moving, and then amongst them humans are very less, and amongst them followers of Vedic Dharma is very less, and amongst them those who are aspiring for something beyond matter is very less, and amongst them devotees are really very less. So there is a nice classification based on goodness, passion, and ignorance. So ignorance means those who are not interested in following any of the rules and regulations. So they will try to do things as they wish. So they will not follow any established rules and regulations. That is ignorance. Passion means they follow the Varnashrama system for the sake of making material progress, material advancement. That is passion. And goodness means those who follow the system of jnana, for making spiritual advancement. So passion is within matter, within material world. Goodness is beyond material world. So their aspiration is beyond material world. So this is the overall classification of sattva, rajas, and tamas. And now let's get into this chart that we saw in a little more detail. So we saw before human beings there are many things, Stavara, Jangama, and then many other species of life and all. So but the human beings, they are divided into two major categories, that is called civilized and uncivilized. So amongst the civilized, there is dharmic and non-dharmic is there. So what we call as dharmic is Those who are followers of Vedas, we call as Dharmic. So those who are against Vedas, we call them as Nastika. So that is the that is how the Vedic terminology is. And so like Astika or they are Dharmic means they are followers of Vedas. So that's how our definition is. And in the non-dharmic Vedic, so non-dharmic or non-Vedic side, we see there are also people like God-centric morality is there, and then there is non-God-centric morality is there. So, and we find many non-God-centric religions that are there, like other religions. So we put them under this category of non-dharmic God-centric morality. And then like there are non-God-centric moralities also there. So now traffic rules, is it written based on Manu Samhita? No. No, or any other Vedic scripture? No, it is not. Our association like norms, like that those are all like framed based on like हमको क्या अच्छा लगता है like लगा देंगे so whatever is favorable for us we will keep it is not in consultation with the Vedic system. So then it becomes God-centric means some God-given scripture should be the basis of the rules and regulation. Then it is God-centric. So like if it is not based on any God-given rules and regulations, it is based on our own understanding. So then it is not God-centric morality. So this is something that is there, and now we understand what is civilized. Civilized and uncivilized. So this is nicely described in 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So 11, 17, 20 and 21. These two shlokas actually talk about the basic definition of civilized and uncivilized. So what is called as civilized is Saucham, cleanliness, Satyam, honesty, Astyam, abstinence from thievery, Astikyam, faith, and Ahimsa, abstinence from unnecessary violence, and then freedom from lust and greed, and like welfare of all creatures. So thinking about welfare of all creatures. So like these are all considered to be like civilized, and opposite of that is uncivilized. So now we find most of the civilized countries that is being talked about, any Western country or any this one you take. So they will have value for all these things. They will have value for cleanliness. They will have value for truthfulness. Stealing is a punishable act, and faith and ahimsa. Like you should not create unnecessary violence to people. And then freedom from lust, anger, greed is like the appreciation for this is reducing a little bit. So, but like welfare for all creatures. So these are all in essence like we see that in the basic civilized. This one even in current point in time. So these are all like very much valued principles, right? So that is when sometimes like when people see that devotees are not having these items like cleanliness or honesty or things like that. So they tend to not give so much value for devotional service, because like LKG pass nahi kiya to like graduation to kiya hi nahi hoga. So there is like if he has not even passed LKG, there is no possibility of his graduation. So like in fact, I was studying this one Ramayana recently. So the current thing that is going on is that Lord Rama and Bharata are meeting in the forest, and Bharata is convincing Lord Rama to come back to the kingdom. And so Rama sufficiently like gives dharmic citations why he will not come back. And then like one of the munis there in the assembly, Jabali Muni, so he gives an argument. He basically speaks an atheistic philosophy, Charvak philosophy. Like this is a philosophy, atheistic philosophy. Basically, atheistic philosophy talks about like what matters is sense gratification. Like ultimately what you can feel and experience, happiness and distress. That's what you can feel and experience, and you should optimize things for your happiness. And see, you gave some word to your father, or like father asked you to do something, but father hi nahi hai abhi. He also is dead and gone. So what is the value of that word that you have given to the father? Now Bharata is extending an invitation to you, like to come and enjoy the kingdom. According to our philosophy, enjoyment is the key thing. So like you should accept this proposal. And so like Jawali's arguments are given I read Ramayana in the Kindle. So like it is 15 minutes was estimated time in that chapter. And Lord Rama responds to that, no, so that is 50 minutes. All that what Javali has told, like Lord Rama refutes. This is all completely adharma. And Lord Rama says, see, you are inducing me to like practice falsity, go against the promise that I have actually made to my father. So he mentions that auspiciousness of the living entity is lies in the following of dharma, and the life of dharma is truthfulness. So if truthfulness is not there, so then there is no dharma that is actually there. So like in fact, Lord Rama mentions that if I were to go against the words that I have given to my father, so then I will ruin myself, my future will be ruined, and all people who follow me, everybody's lives will be ruined. So this is not something that is I will do. So the Lord is actually coming here. So when the Lord comes here for the benefit of the living entity, the Lord advances in this world. And what does the Lord do when he advances? What does the Lord perform when he comes here? Paritrana sadhunam, he protects the living entities. Vinashaya dushkritam, so he destroys the miscreants. So these first two things are fine, the time being activity. So, but the real benefit the Lord does for generations to come is Dharma Samsthapanarthaya. So he comes to establish Dharma. So he comes to establish the Vedic Dharma. So if you see the Vedic Dharma, it is mentioned that Veda Pranihito Dharma. Whatever is mentioned in the Vedas is Dharma. And what is this Veda? So Veda is like Vedo Narayana Sakshat. Vedo Narayana Sakshat. That means Veda is non-different from Narayana. It is mentioned that Vedas is also, in another sense, it is given a name called unauthored literature. Unauthored literature, ऐसा कुछ हो सकता है क्या? That literature which has never been authored, never been written. So Vedas are like that. Vedas are like the breathing of the Supreme Lord. So when the Lord existed, since then the Vedas is also existing. It is not something that Vedas is being, at some point in time, the Lord authored the Vedas. No. The Vedas are eternal as the Lord, and Vedo Narayana Sakshat. The Vedas are non-different from the Supreme Personality of God and Narayana. So that is the Vedic Dharma. And whenever the Lord comes, he will establish, he will ensure that Vedic Dharma is established. So Dharma Samsthapanarthaya. So the Lord comes for establishing Dharma. So these are all like the prerequisites. We can say that these are all prerequisites for the Vedic Dharma. So to be civilized is a prerequisite to be practitioner of Vedic Dharma. So I just in another class also I was mentioning, I was in Srirangam some time back, like maybe a year or two back, and then I had a meeting to attend, so I was like rushing to take darshan, and I happened to skip the line a little bit, and then people there like immediately they pointed, see, like Sadhu, what he is doing, So like expectation of like the basic expectation, the expectation of civilized behavior is there. Like anybody, like they don't need to attend Gita course, nothing, like basically everybody knows what is civilized life. So and expectation is there. So devotees means like we are expected to be civilized, and on top of it we are expected to have few more. So that is also we are going to see. And so in the Vedic Dharma, so this is in the previous chart, if you see like the Vedic Dharma we didn't elaborate. So here we are elaborating the Vedic Dharma. So in the Vedic Dharma we have Bhakta, Jnani and Karmi. These three different categories are there. And amongst the Bhaktas, we have Karma Yogis, and then we have maximized devotees and exclusive devotees. So we will get more deeper into it as we progress little by little. So in whole of today's discussion, this is what we are going to discuss, but we are going to like unpack layer by layer. So we will come and iterate about this like layer by layer actually. So now let's understand. So this involves three important terminologies: karma, jnana and bhakti. So let's try to understand what all these terminologies actually what does these terminologies mean actually? So karma means, there is, like Prabhupada often uses this terminology, that is prescribed duties or varnashrama duties. So for men it is varna and ashrama duties, and for women it is stri dharma. So like this is called karma. So this, if somebody is like telling that I am following karma, that means the following of varnashrama duties is specifically called the following of karma. And bhakti, all of us know, like Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, and things like that. So this is bhakti. And what is jnana? What is the practice of jnana? So practice of jnana means amanitvam, madambitvam, ahimsa, kshantirajyamam, acharya pasanam, socham. So basically a list of items which are in mode of goodness. They are called as jnana sadhana. So in 13th chapter Bhagavad Gita, the Lord gives, from text 8 to 12, the Lord gives this set of items, 18 items. So, and Srila Prabhupada also mentions in the purport that these are all the process of acquiring knowledge. So this is considered to be process of acquiring knowledge. So humility is a process. Like pridelessness is a process. Non-violence is a process. And tolerance, like in fact, if you see in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna starts to explain the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, the first and foremost thing that he mentions is Matras Pashasta Kumpriya Sitoshra Sukha Dukkada. So tolerate, Tam Titikshva Savarata, he mentions tolerance. So tolerance is, by tolerance you will develop knowledge. General idea of knowledge is that if we study, we get knowledge. So by study you get only information. So knowledge means to be able to practically perceive something beyond matter. So that is possible by following of these items, items in mode of goodness. So that produces knowledge. So Saucham, cleanliness, produces knowledge. So like this. So now we see in the Vedic process, there is standard set of goals and there is standard set of processes to acquire these goals. So like in order to attain the lotus feet of the Lord, in order to enter into the spiritual world, so one needs to perform bhakti yoga. And in order to attain liberation, one needs to perform jnana yoga. In order to attain better material facility in the next life, one needs to perform karma yoga. And then the last one is not a process. It is just what remains is the last one, actually. So, in order to attain better material facility in this life, that is considered to be. So, in order to attain better material facility in this life, is considered to be like adharma. So, one example is if imagine you have written an exam and result is already out. You didn't like the result. So, how can you change it? Revaluation. Okay. That is nice. Okay, if there is no revaluation, bribe money or change the number in the certificate and things like that. So that is technically possible by adharma. Right? So you already performed some karma, right? And for that karma, you are getting some result. Not working, no? That you give that?
Some loose contact.
Huh? Hare Krishna. So now we see that so there are standard processes and there is standard this one. So like now if already I have performed some karma and for that the results are coming now. So if I try to change those results, so then like how is it possible? It is like it is possible only through adharma, right? So in that way, like one devotee was mentioning this nice analogy of thing that what is the Vedic thought process or a dharmic thought process and what is the modern thought process. So like Vedic thought process, like one example of a person who did not like his, he got married and he did not like his partner. So the Vedic thought process is okay, fine, like this is what I have karma I have performed, and whatever I have got, so now I'll have to perform my duties. So as a husband or a wife, like whatever duties are there, I'm supposed to discharge those duties. And the modern thought process is fueled by many of the cultures that we have got come up with. So we are used to I order some product in Amazon, product acha nahi laga to return kar do. And, so I mean I got married to somebody acha nahi laga to divorce kar do. So so this is actually adharma. No, whatever is the position that I put in. No, it is not by random choice. No, it is even if a prisoner, jail में अच्छा नहीं लगा तो बाहर escape हो गया तो what will happen to him? Again he'll be caught and put inside and more punishment will come. So better whatever the karma is there. So one needs to actually go through this one, and in the course of experiencing the happiness and distress, our past activities are bringing about. So that he should perform his duties, the varnashrama duties, the prescribed duties, diligently he should perform. So why he should do that? No, I got very bad result. I'm very, very depressed with the result. But now I should study well. No, what is the logic? If I got a bad result, how will I get inspiration to study? So that is the inspiration. If we get bad result, then we should be more inspired to study nicely. So in that way, we should not be. So this is one of the reasons all the yoga systems actually advise tolerance. Why? Because there may be so many results that is coming from the past, which may be to our liking, which may not be to our liking. But if we have to secure our future, so then we need to do our prescribed duties nicely, at this point in time. So we have to prepare and write our current exams nicely. That is when we can get future results nicely. So adharma is something that trying to tamper the results of activities that is coming to us now. So trying to tamper with that at this point in time, so that is considered to be adharma, and that will worsen our situation. So we should not try to do that. So that is why this matra sparsha prayer is very, very important thing. So now, understanding what is this karmi, jnani, and bhakta. So karmi means a person who is following the karma sadhana, that is varnashrama duties and things like that. His goal is sense gratification. So then he is called as a karmi. Jnani is a person who's following the jnana sadhana, but then his goal is liberation. And who is called a devotee? One who follows any of the yoga systems, but his goal is to go back to Godhead. His goal is Krishna consciousness, and his goal is desire, purification of heart. And he doesn't have any material attachments. So nishkama. Such a person is called a devotee. So this is let's try to put this in a little different kind of a graph. So a person who is doing karma sadhana with bhukti kamna. Bhukti kamna means material, material goals he has. So such person is called a karmi. And jnana sadhana with moksha kamna is called jnani, and he is better than karmi basically. And yoga sadhana with siddhi kamna is yogi. So these are all progressively better and better people. Karma sadhana is the lowest, jnana sadhana is better than karma sadhana, and yoga sadhana is much better than jnana sadhana. Even better than that is a karma sadhana where he is nishkama. He doesn't have material desires, material attachment, and he has only desire to progress towards spiritual world and things like that. Such kind of a karma sadhana is even better than yoga sadhana. So this is what Srila Prabhupada often mentions. Devotee is better than karmi, jnani, and yogi. So this is exactly this one that is actually mentioned. Even better than that is maximized devotional service, which is technically called pradhani bhuta bhakti. And even better than that is exclusive devotional service, that is kevala bhakti. Right? So now in the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna and Srila Prabhupada glorify Krishna consciousness. What is that Krishna consciousness they are glorifying? They are glorifying about the karma yoga and Krishna consciousness. So karma yoga and Krishna consciousness is equal to a Krishna conscious devotee, is equal to a karma yogi, is equal to a buddhi yogi. So this is what in first 6 chapters we actually study about. So this itself is very glorious. This is called swalpam api asya punyasya. Swalpam api asya dharmasya. Prayate mahtvaya. So that is this 4th one. Guni bhuta bhakti or swalpam api asya dharmasya. It is minimized devotional service. That itself is very, very great. That can save one from gliding down into the degradation of lower species of life and things like that. So that is Karma Yoga in Krishna consciousness. Right? So such a person is also called as a devotee. No? Karma Yoga devotee. No? So he's not Karmi Jnani. Karmi Jnani means they have an active desire or active material goals. They have active desire for liberation. Such people are not counted as devotees. No? So now coming to this one of now we are getting into the next layer of this very same these three things, karma, jnana, and bhakti. So let's start with bhakti. And what does devotional service means? Devotional service means a discrete items of a list of 64 items. There are unlimited number of devotional services there, and amongst them, like our acharya have made classifications and then given a discrete list of 64 items which are considered to be devotional service. So what are these items? Any examples? Shavanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. Okay, Navamida Bhakti and Panchanga Bhakti, you leave these two items. No, like apart from that, no, you tell some angas of Bhakti. Huh? Following the instructions of spiritual master. Taking initiation.
Straightforwardness.
No. That is not Anga of Bhakti, that is Jnana. That is Jnana sadhana. Circumambulating auspicious trees like Tulsi and things like that. And all Tulsi worship is there. Observing fasting days like Ekadashis and things like that. Observing the Kartik month Vrata. Going in Rath Yatra procession. No?
Having only prasadam.
Having prasadam comes under the deity worship category. Yes. Wearing tilak. Wearing tilak.
Observing fasting on acharyas.
So those things like that. No, 64 different items are there. So these are all considered to be act of bhakti. And the act of bhakti, the act itself is considered to be bhakti. You don't need to be cognizant ki ye bhakti hai. No? Even if you don't know, if you happen to chant the names of the Lord, or if you happen to have prasadam or do some act of bhakti without even knowledge, the act itself is considered to be bhakti. And no need to perform it and offer the results to the Lord or something like that. And it is very, very powerful, and it facilitates rapid advancement in Jnana Vairagya. Advancement means in all the yoga systems, there is a common parameter of advancement is there. So advancement means Jnana Vairagya. No? Jnana means to be able to see not just matter, something beyond matter. That is spirit or supreme spirit. So this is called Jnana. So not that, why we call our modern education to be Ajnana? Because they are considering only earth, water, fire, air, ether, panchabhuta, and maybe at the max mind and intelligence. And then there is no consideration of soul. There is no consideration of super soul. So what exists is matter and spirit. And the material education considers only matter exists. So this is like you consider an equation. An equation contains three variables, x, y, z. And then you only provide values for x. Y and z are random variables. Random values are assigned. So will you get any predictable result? You will not get predictable result. That is why the modern education is considering only the matter part. So only the matter part. So then it becomes ajnana. You are not knowing what actually exists. So then it becomes a problem. So it sometimes happens that many misunderstandings also happens in this kind of pattern. So you have in the devotee association, you do some service, and then something goes wrong, and then you suspect this devotee only did a mistake, and then you chastise him and things like that. He's telling samjho, what happened? So I'm not in the fault, somebody else did a fault, or something else happened, So there is another variable which I'm not aware of. So then I come to wrong conclusion. So the material science actually comes to wrong conclusion because it doesn't account for soul and the super soul. So actually what all things exist, it is not taking into account. So then it is a problem. So that is why it is considered to be ajnana. Jnana means to be able to perceive beyond matter. So beyond matter, spirit is there to be able to perceive that. So now this rapid advancement means very quickly Jnana Vairagya increases in a person who performs the acts of bhakti. So now we see these examples, like these stories, you all might have heard many times. So during Damodar month, like the glories of Damodar month, you would have heard that rat, which used to regularly go to temple for Sunday feast, but after Sunday feast is finished, it will go. And so so he knows that there is this bhakti jalate hai log, and ghee mein duba ke bhakti jalate hai. So then he goes after all the rituals are finished, and then he eats that ghee mix. And so one day, there was a festival, and then there was long time Aarti was going on, and rat came on time, and then he was what was waiting for him is a burning mix, and he didn't realize. He just went and as usual he just ate it, and then he could not bear the heat of it. He was jumping, and when he was jumping, it came in the form of an Aarti. Bhagwan ka samne aarti utha diya and he got liberation, right? So this is the power of act of bhakti. And this dying bird, this in one of the Puranas, description is there. A bird, it's about to die, it falls off from the sky, and then a dog is roaming around aimlessly, and he just catches hold of the bird. So Mahaprasad mil gaya humko. So he just took. And then he's wandering, and when he's wandering, he just went around the temple. Parikrama ho gaya. And the bird about to die, he got liberation. So, and like this, many stories are there, the glories of bhakti. Because these entities, they performed an act of bhakti, and beyond that, they didn't have time to perform anything else. So, chant Hare Krishna and be happy ho gaya. They went back to God. So this is very, very powerful. So act of bhakti is very powerful. And in the acts of bhakti, amongst these acts of bhakti, some are considered to be more powerful. So bhajaner madhya shreshta navadita bhakti, Krishna prema Krishna dite dara mahashan. So amongst the 64 items, this navadita bhakti is considered to be really, really very, very powerful. And they can award Krishna prema very quickly to a practitioner. And even more powerful than these 9 items is Taramadhya Sarvashreshta Nama Sankirtan Niraparaga Namalay Ayaprema. So all of us are doing this, no? Nama Sankirtan. Everybody are doing this or not? No, not doing it. So the story I'll tell, there is one person, he wanted to do, this is called Ekanga Bhakti, Nama Sankirtan. So he wanted to perform Ekanga Bhakti, and he went to Vrindavan. And he met a devotee who's any form of bhakti you want to do, you need to have a guide of that form. So he went to a Prabhuji who's performing this kind of bhakti. And he told I want to perform Ekanga Bhakti. It's so simple, mala utao, jab karo. And he was chanting, and he told Prabhuji, thoda bhook lag raha hai. So I am getting hungry. He told hungry, see, the sun is there, right? So when it comes to the center, we'll go out for madhukari. Madhukari means the vritti of a madhumakki. So what does the madhumakki do? Honeybees, what does it do? It go to each flower and take little honey. No, it will not settle in one flower. No, anyway I have to take honey, one place I will take full. No, he'll take little from everybody. So it is, for a renunciant, it is mentioned that he should not make a standard revenue plan. You should have random revenue plan. Little you should beg from everybody, and you should have that is called madhukari. So okay, so we'll go for madhukari, and then whatever comes, by Kripa of Radharani, we will take. And then afternoon 12 o'clock, the sun came, and he was so happy, I'm hungry. Finally I'll get to eat something. And they went out for begging. And then they came back, and he told Prabhuji, "It's so spicy, hai." He told, "Chup, whatever mercy of the Lord you got, just have it. Be grateful to the Lord." And kaise bhi karke wo kha raha tha. And within few days, he became completely sick. And he told Prabhuji, "ये तो बहुत हो गया अभी, doctor के पास जाना." Doctor, just jump karo, mar jao. This is Ekanga Bhakti. Only chanting and all other things are minimal. Just little bit begging and eating little bit, and then 24 hours just chanting. And he told this is very difficult. this is like हमसे नहीं हो पाएगा. No, so वो भाग के आ गया वापस. No, 64 angas is better for me. The Ekanga Bhakti is very difficult. It is very powerful but too difficult. So just like if anybody comes to the temple, we tell that you're so fortunate you came to a Krishna temple. Would you like to chant the names of the Lord? They'll say no. No, क्या लग रहा है आपको? Like, no, I'm a dharmic person. I like to chant the names of the Lord. Give, how to chant? So we give the card, okay. तो जब कर लिया, like, नहीं, तो माला पकड़िए. वो 108 पार करना है. तो like, ये तो मुश्किल है. So like, 108 times I have to do. तो नहीं, then we convince them, नहीं, 5 minutes लगता है, just बैठ जाइए, like, just 5 minutes, just do this one round of Hariksetra. बहुत पुण्य मिलेगा आपको. So like, okay, ठीक है, like, one round कर लेता हूँ. So then regularly he keeps coming, and then one day devotee approaches him and says, you see, Prabhuji, like, there is something called Krishna Sevak. No, he says, like, no, I render service to Krishna. Like, no, ये एक exam होता है, Krishna Sevak, 4 माला करना है. अरे प्रभुजी, like, no, आपको भगवान का नाम लेने के लिए बोले थे. No, just you told that, no, you take the names of Lord, I came. And अभी तो बोल रहे हैं, like, no, 1 माला, उसके बाद 4 माला, आगे जाके like और भी बोलेंगे, 16 माला तक है, बोलेंगे. उसका नाम है प्रभुपाद आश्रय. अरे पहले से पता होता तो अंदर ही नहीं आता. So Indian way. So gradually we are expected to increase the number of rounds, right? So this is all nice, like, one round is difficult than just taking the names of the Lord. 4 rounds is even more difficult. 8 rounds is even more difficult. 12 rounds, 16 rounds is more difficult. This is like Ekanga Bhakti means, this is almost like 192 rounds. That is Taramadhya Sarva Shreshta Nama Sankirtan, Niraparadi Namalai Paya Pranada. So that is like quite difficult. So, but as a study of the subject, we are seeing these items are very, very powerful. When it is performed exclusively Nama Sankirtan, it's super powerful actually. But then, theoretically, we cannot just approach. We also need the mercy of Guru Krishna. So that is when we will be able to take on to such processes. So now, there is another list of items that is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is also considered to be very, very powerful. Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtan, Bhagavata Shravan, Mathura Vasa, Srimurte, Shraddhaya Seva. So, Sakala Sadhana Shreshta, E Pancha Anga, Krishna Prema Janmaya, E Panchara, Alpa Sangha. So, like, even if somebody lives this Panchanga Bhakti, for like half a day, 1 day, 2 day, something like that, he will have so much of benefits he will get. So, when do we actually practice this Panchanga Bhakti? So, when we go for Yatra, so we don't have anything else, like morning, afternoon, evening. So, we have Krishna Katha, Bhagavat, Shravan is there, and Nam Kirtan is there. So we take association of devotees and we stay in the Dham, and then we visit to many holy places and take darshan of many holy shrines and things like that. So this Panchanga Bhakti is very amazing. That's why, like yatras, what Bhakti we are doing is not equivalent to what Bhakti we are doing in the regular days. So, like when we go there, so we are not having any other activities, just exclusively we are focused on this Panchanga Bhakti. It is definitely a higher package, and the returns that we get is super duper. Amazing results we get. That's why we should not miss yatras. So we should perform we should as much as possible. We should in association of devotees. So because if you go alone to Dhamvas, then you may commit offenses. Like one of the problems, one of the star mark which is there in this is bhakti has to be performed. Along with what? No offense. And no sin. So this is what even during initiation, if you see these are the promises that are taken. You chant the names of Krishna and you assist in the missionary activities, or you perform other angas of bhakti as well, and then avoid committing offense and then avoid committing sin. 4 regulative principles we are asked to follow. So that is a star mark. So now when we go alone, so we may not have sufficient engagement, or we may get spaced out and things like that and all. But when we go in the group, everybody are doing the group synergy actually comes. So that is why this Panchanga Bhakti, when it is performed along with devotee association, along with when senior devotees all serious devotees when they go for yatra, so that becomes very, very powerful. No? So we make tremendous advancement. So throughout the year, how much you are making advancement? So that much advancement in just one yatra you can make. So sometimes devotee they plan like no, एक यात्रा attend करेंगे और throughout the year कुछ नहीं करेंगे. So like no, that will not work out. That is another star mark. So okay. So now we will come to one important question. Is my regular job, going to office and doing my office work and things like that, is it considered to be bhakti? No.
Certainly not.
No. Okay. No, you're wrong.
Yes, if we will. We are
See, no, here we have that it can be called as an indirect devotional service or Sangha Siddha Bhakti, provided if certain clauses are met. No, if that work is dharmic and it is performed without the attachment to the results, and the profit that I desire is the purification of heart and engagement in bhakti, so then it acts as a very, very minimal dose of bhakti actually. No, it is not contrary to bhakti, it acts as a minimal dose. So dharmic work means, traditionally speaking, it is called varnashrama duties. So in fact, when Srila Prabhupada, initially he created ISKCON. So he made a schedule that whoever joins ISKCON, so they attend Mangalarti, then after that they do chanting, then after that, Guru Puja, Bhagavatam class, and then throughout the day they would go out for Sankirtan, and in the evening they would do come back to the temple, have little prasadam, and then they would perform Gaurarti, then Bhagavad Gita class, Krishna book reading, and sleep. Only glorification of the Lord, only Sankirtan, throughout the day, right from the morning till night, everything is. This is how Srila Prabhupada made the 64 Angas of Bhakti, to be practiced by, if we have to practice full-time Bhakti. So then, after that, he found that devotees are not able to follow the schedule. It is quite demanding, just like the Ekanga Bhakti Wala. It's quite demanding actually. Only engagement in Bhakti. So then, I need to do something else. I cannot just simply do this. It is quite suffocating. So then, Srila Prabhupada started speaking about Varnashram. So the alternative or the substitute, for if 24 hours I have, and I have to be engaged in a dharmic activity, either bhakti or jnana or karma. So the Varnashrama duties are the natural alternative for if you have to substitute for some period of time. So that is Varnashrama duties. And at this point in time, we don't have the facility of Varnashrama duties. We don't have many farm communities or many things that the Acharya, how he envisioned. So now definitely we should work towards that. So, but at the same time, so we have to choose a profession or a job which is not directly contrary to the 4 regulative principles, or it is not involving in sinful activities and things like that. And we should, rest of the time, we should properly perform bhakti. So one of the things that I generally give this example. So ISKCON is a charitable organization, charitable, it's registered as a charitable institution. And we also perform many different activities which qualify to be as charitable institution. And that's why you see deity worship and other things are all very minimal in ISKCON. So more is of distribution of books, distribution of prasadam, and teaching of the Siddhanta and things like that. So it's it more according to the law, actually more towards charitable activities. It actually comes. So now we see that a charitable institution cannot perform a business activity. But then we have a gift shop. In this we sell books and we sell devotional paraphernalia. We sell gift items and things like that. So this is against a charitable clause. Charitable institutions cannot do business. But then how government is allowing us to do business? So there is a clause that you can perform a business which is not you cannot just go and do some any business that you want. That is all not possible. So you can distribute, you can do business in relation to some devotional articles. That is fine, and that business income should be less than 5%, if I'm not wrong. So I have to check it's been my initial service in ISKCON was accounts. So I got acquainted with these things. So the 5% or something is there. So till that kind of income, So that income is considered to be a charitable income. So that is also exempted from income tax. But if I do a business, which is like if I fetch more income through business activities, so then even what donations you people are giving, that will be put as income tax. No, usko bhi tax bharne ke liye bolenge. So like so even the Sangha Siddha Bhakti and like karma, sakama karma and things like that. So these things even our IT department understands to some extent. This logic, So if the main activity that you are performing is charitable activities, and incidentally you do a business activity, and the profit of the business is utilized in the charitable activity, so then that profit, that business is also considered to be a charitable activity. So in the same way, your main life is you are a devotee, and incidentally you are doing a material activity, varnashram activity or material activity, just to take care of your living. So then that activity is also considered to be devotional activity. Sometimes this is mentioned, like Prabhupada's quote is given: management, deity worship, cooking, everything is considered to be Sankirtan. So when it is considered to be Sankirtan, if 90% of the resources and energy and people and everything is budgeted in Sankirtan, and then managing of such an activity is also considered to be Sankirtan. And for such people like who are performing Sankirtan, those who are cooking, that is also considered to be Sankirtan. So that is how, this is called, this is how it translates actually. So now we see this, that is why Srila Prabhupada actually introduced Varnashram, and he spoke a lot he spoke in great length about Varnashram. This is very, very important, this one. As especially for Grahasthas, in fact, Srila Prabhupada actually envisioned the modern economy will fall in 100 years, and then after that, people millions will come and join our Varnashram community. But we have still not set up the Varnashram community so much. So there is a great need is there. We need to think and act in this particular direction, and especially for Grahasthas, this is a very, very important principle that needs to be seen. So Varnashram means, in essence, what is Varnashram? Varnashram means we are indebted to so many people. For taking breath, we need pure air. For that some trees are working, and we are getting grains. So for that some insects have done pollination, and some farmers have did some farming, and then so all that you pay for 1 kg of rice doesn't cover the value of 1 kg of rice. So you need to do much more. So that is the Varnashrama. So in the Varnashrama you find that Bhuta Yajna, Jiva Yajna, Pitra Yajna, many different yajnas are there. I remember one of Marwadis who used to stay next to our ACS center. So every day morning he used to come out and he used to put grains on the floor for the pigeons to come and eat. So that is Bhuta Yajna. So this is the way all other living, you have to do every day for something for other living entities. You have to do every day something for towards the forefathers. You have to do certain things, and you have to do something towards the rishis and munis. They have given the scriptures. You pay back that by study of scriptures. Like that. So this one is there. This is the Varnashrama system includes all these duties very nicely, and then it's basically a sinless kind of a life. A perfect sinless life. So that is the Varnashrama life actually. So now, so coming to this one of Bhakti Yoga. So we are discussing about Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means the discrete items of 64 items, and when you perform that, it is Bhakti. And any activity in support of that you perform, like any dharmic activity in support of that if you perform. So, and mainly for propagation of Bhakti itself. So then that activity is also called as Bhakti, right? So now this yoga means Bhakti. This is something that Srila Prabhupada nicely mentions in this book called The Journey of Self-Discovery. So we will read a little bit from there. The culmination of all kinds of yoga practice lies in Bhakti Yoga. All other yogas are but means to come to the point of Bhakti Yoga. Yoga actually means Bhakti Yoga. All other yogas are progressions towards this destination. The beginning of Karma Yoga to the end of Bhakti Yoga is a long way to self-realization. And Karma Yoga executed without fruitive desires is the beginning of this path. So you see that Karma Yoga executed without fruitive desires. Nishkama Karma is the beginning of the path of transcendental realization. Transcendental realization means to advance in Jnana Vairagya. So if you want to advance in Jnana Vairagya, the starting point is Nishkama Karma. So from there it starts. So, and then fruitive activities or karma include sinful activities also, or vikarma technically. So karma yoga, however, does not include sinful activities, but only good pious activities or prescribed activities. This is karma yoga. Then karma yoga increases in knowledge and renunciation. That stage is called jnana yoga. And jnana yoga increases in meditation on the super soul by various physical processes. And when the mind is on him, one reaches the stage of Ashtanga yoga. And when one surpasses Ashtanga yoga, one comes to the point of serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, one has reached Bhakti yoga, the culmination. So this service to Supreme Lord is exclusive service to Supreme Lord. Before this, like he was doing service to Supreme Lord, but along with other practices. So service to the Supreme Lord is inseparable thing. Even in Karma Yoga, there is service to Krishna is there. Even in Jnana Yoga, there is service to Krishna is there. Everywhere service to Krishna is there. But when service to Krishna is exclusively performed, so then that becomes Kevala Bhakti. That is a culmination actually. So now this journey is put in a graphical form. So like Adharma is beyond this road, and it is Adharma means negative. And zero is Sakama Karma, and Nishkama Karma will give certain amount of traction, and Jnana gives certain amount of traction, and Bhakti gives the highest amount of traction. Right? So this is how the path of Bhakti is there. So now we see that this definition of Bhakti, Anya Vilashita Shunyam. So specifically Anya Vilashita Shunyam, Srila Prabhupada translates the word to word. In the word to word meaning, he translates as no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. That means Anya Vilasha means Anya Abhilasha, any other desires. Any other desires means what? So desires within karma, jnana and bhakti is accommodated. Desires outside karma, jnana and bhakti, that is adharma. So that is called Anya Vilashi. So Anya Vilashita Shunyam, and then jnana karmadi anavrutam. So in the Uttama Bhakti ka definition, jnana and karma are accepted to the extent it doesn't cover bhakti. So that is considered. And anukulyana Krishna anushilanam. So that is, one has to engage in the angas of bhakti. Additionally, he may engage in the angas of karma and jnana to the extent it doesn't cover bhakti. And then, this one, adharma should be zero. So adharma zero and karma and jnana to the extent it is supportive to bhakti, and then one may perform this. Just like we studied that amanitvam, madambitvam, ahimsa, kshantirajam. Some time back we saw this list. These are all called as jnana sadhana, and it appears in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So whom does Krishna spoke these items to? For jnana yogis or for jnanis? For karma yogis? Karma yoga chapter is finished in first 6 chapters, no? In 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna would have spoken that subject. Middle 6 chapters, Krishna spoke for devotees. So last 6 chapters, Krishna spoke for whom? Jnanis. No.
Jnana, which actually gives Vishnu.
No. Jnana, that is anukula for bhakti. So Kevala Bhakti, only very few people will take up to. Very, very rare. So rest of the people, they have to fill their time, So they have to fill their time with jnana and karma. So then there needs to be a bhakti anukula jnana and bhakti anukula karma. So that needs to be there. Without that, we cannot start. It's just like, Kevala Bhakti is like 4th gear or 5th gear, So definitely it is very fast and very nice gear and things like that. But to start with, I cannot start with that. I have to have 1st gear, 2nd gear. So then, this is the Karma Yoga is the starting, prescribed the starting, platform. And from there, one should actually grow towards higher and higher forms of bhakti. And now sadhana, what is a very optimum or nice amount of time that we can spend for sadhana? How many hours we should spend? 8 hours. Okay. Huh? Entire day. Entire day. Entire 24/7 is our regulated activity. It is not that I'll do 16 rounds and rest of the day I can do any damn thing. No. Then I'll not get result actually. So throughout 24/7 must be properly regulated. Either full-time bhakti or bhakti and nishkama karma and jnana. So like that it has to be packaged properly. A proper package has to be followed. It is not that random practice of things. No. So sadhana means 24/7 regulated activity. And so to get a different angle of thought in this particular thing, so we will also study about one very important section from Srimad Bhagavatam. So this comes in the 7th canto, 11th chapter. No, so it talks about 30 common duties of every human being. So this list is a very, very nice list. So like first 21 is placed as one list, and then next 9 is placed in the next slide. So let me try to read this. It's very purifying. Truthfulness, mercy, austerity. Austerity means observing fast on certain days of the month. Bathing twice a day. So bathing twice a day, bathing is also very important. Bathing means technically in the Vedic system, or in the this one, bathing means what? Like snana. No, basically the snana means to take bath, and then after that, like applying tilak, and then performing one sandhya vandan and things like that. No, so technically speaking, three sandhya snana. No, so like it is bathing thrice a day is the actual thing. So Prabhupada is still very merciful, like he's telling bathing twice a day. So three sandhya snana. No, so snana is complete. So when you cleanse the body externally and then cleanse the body internally. No, it's a process. No, snana is a process actually. So and then tolerance, discrimination between right and wrong, control of mind, control of senses, non-violence, celibacy, charity, and reading of scriptures, simplicity, satisfaction, rendering service to saintly persons, gradually taking leave of unnecessary engagements, observing the futility of unnecessary activities of human society. Very basically contemplative, no? So, and remaining silent and grave and avoiding unnecessary talk, considering whether one is body or soul, distributing food equally to all living beings, both men and animals, seeing every soul, especially in human form, as part of the Supreme Lord. So, what does this list look like? What is it a set of activities of karma or jnana or bhakti? What does it look like? So these are all activities of jnana. No? So when you perform these activities, it actually produces jnana. So then this is 21. What will be the next 9? Now bhakti. It's a very nice guess. Hearing, chanting, remembering, rendering service, worship, obeisance, servant, friend, and surrendering oneself. So this is now bhakti. So this is who is supposed to follow all these things? All human beings. Any dharmic human being must follow these 30 common duties. No? Let's see the purport of Srila Prabhupada for this shloka. In order that human beings be distinct from animals, the great saint Narada recommends that every human being be educated in terms of the above mentioned 30 qualifications. Nowadays, there is a propaganda everywhere, all over the world, for a secular state, a state interested only in mundane activities. Secular state means what? No discrimination. It started with the thing that secular means you can practice your own individual distance, like your own dharma. Your own dharma. You are a Christian, you follow your dharma. You're Muslim, you follow your dharma. No problem. Later on, it took on the definition no dharma. No religion has to be practiced. So that is the modern definition of secularism, actually. So in fact, when we approach institutions that we want to conduct Bhagavad Gita class or something like that in your school or college, no, we are secular. We don't allow any dharmic this one. And secular means you should allow all the dharmas. No, it is not that it is not secular. It is adharma basically. So so now the world is proceeding towards this direction where they are interested in a secular state, where they are only interested in mundane activities, nothing spiritual, nothing like so dharmic and things like that. And but if the citizens of the state are not educated in the above mentioned good qualities, how can there be happiness? For example, if the total populace is untruthful, how can the state be happy? Therefore, without consideration of one's belonging to a sectarian religion, whether Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, or any other sect, everyone should be taught to become truthful. Similarly, everyone should be taught to be merciful, and everyone should observe fasting on certain days of the month. Everyone should bathe twice a day, cleanse his teeth, body externally, and cleanse his mind internally by remembering the holy name of the Lord. The Lord is one, whether one is Hindu, Muslim, or Christian. Therefore, one should chant the holy name of Lord. regardless of differences in linguistic pronunciation. Also, everyone should be taught to be careful not to discharge semen unnecessarily. If this is very important for all human beings. If semen is not discharged unnecessarily, one becomes extremely strong in memory, determination, activity, and vitality of one's bodily energy. Everyone should also be taught to be simple in thought and feeling and satisfied in body and mind. These are general qualifications of a human being. There is no question of a secular state or an ecclesiastical state unless one is educated in the above mentioned 30 qualities. There cannot be any peace. So this is a very, very amazing purport. Now, devotees can refer to it later on also. It is 7th canto, 11th chapter, text 8 to 12. So it's an interesting thing. Like in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, text 8 to 12 is the Jnana Angas, and here also text 8 to 12 is the Jnana and Bhakti Angas are mentioned. Okay, so now an important inference from this: 30 common duties involve 21 items of knowledge and 9 items of bhakti. So that means Shravanam, Kirtanam, and things like that, alone does not make us devotee. It's a basic expectation of every human being. In fact, Vishnu Bhakta Smrito Laiva Asuram Tad Viparyaya. So, like, until unless a person is a Vishnu Bhakta, he's considered to be Asura. No? So, he should be a Vishnu Bhakta in Karma Yoga, or he should be a Vishnu Bhakta in Jnana Yoga, or he should be a Vishnu Bhakta in Bhakti Yoga. So, in any one of this ones, but he should be a Vishnu Bhakta. Without Vishnu Bhakti, there is no question of any dharmic activity. No? If you see, like, even all the demigod worships, you will see even the northeast, you can find the Brahmanas who are performing the Kali worship. First, they will worship Shalagram. Without worship of Shalagram, without worship of Vishnu, there is no established practice of any of the forms of worship in the Vedic Dharma. Vedic Dharma, like any worship, must contain Vishnu worship. So even Ganesha Homa you perform. First is Yajna Purusha, Vishnu is invoked, and then the particular Devata is being like worship. So without Vishnu Bhakti, there is no procedures at all. There is no procedure at all. So only the demons, they used to directly approach the Devatas and directly they used to extract some benefits from them. So that is like considered to be Asura. Everyone must perform Shravanam Kirtanam as part of 30 common duties. It is not that like only those who want to go back to Godhead, they must perform chanting. So even those who want to live nicely in this material world, they also must perform chanting. Karma yoga nahi hoga, actually. So then who is called a devotee? A devotee is engaged in the direct angas of bhakti. Optionally, he may execute karma and jnana, and his goal is attaining Krishna in Krishna consciousness and desiring purification of heart and attachment without attachment to the results of activities. So such person is called as a devotee. He is a devotee in Karma Yoga, a devotee in any of the other yogas, or Kevala Bhakta in that way. Even for the material activity, Varnashrama Acharavata, Purushena Para Puman Vishnu Aradete Pantananya Tosha Karana. So even the Varnashrama duties is performed only as a worship to the Supreme Personality of God. So it is not that only the 64 Angas, those who are doing. So only they have to perform Shravanam Kirtanam. No, even those people who are performing Varnashrama, they also must perform Shravanam Kirtanam. It is indispensable for everybody. It's a common duty for every human being. Indispensable for everybody. So Karma Jnana Bhakti is actually performed as a package. Nobody can tell, I will be a pure karma. I will perform pure karma. Exclusive karma I will perform. Kuch definition nahi hai waisa. So he has to perform Varnashrama duties. Along with that, he has to perform Jnana and Karma duties. So Jnana and Bhakti duties. Without Bhakti, Karma Yoga, the process itself will become ineffective. The process itself doesn't function actually. Karma loses its life without Bhakti. Jnana also loses its life without Bhakti. Only Bhakti can be practiced independently. So Kevala Bhakti is possible. Kevala Karma is not possible. It is like like that. So, and Kevala Jnana is not possible. So, Kevala Bhakti is only the thing that is possible, right? So, if Jnana is practiced, along with that, Bhakti has to be practiced. If Karma is practiced, along with that, Jnana and Bhakti has to be practiced. So, that is a package. That's how it has to be done. To this effect, there is a nice shloka in Charitamrita. It mentions Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya. If you remove the Bhakti component from any of the processes, what will happen? Apranasya Dehasya. No, the process is like a dead body. No, in fact, Karma Yoga is able to produce its results of Karma Yoga only because of the Bhakti components present in it. If you remove the Bhakti, तो वो तो मर गया. No process ही मर गया. किधर से result आएगा? No result नहीं आएगा actually. So it is very very important this one. So now we come to a very important thing. So how does sadhana look like? No, so this is the main thing that we are supposed to discuss today. So how does a sadhana look like? So throughout the day, there is one option, one package is throughout the day engagement in 64 angas of bhakti. This is called exclusive bhakti, and it is also called as pure devotional service, and it produces unimaginable kind of results. And then next package is Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti, where more than 50% of one's wakeful time, energy, and everything that one possesses engaged in the direct angas of bhakti. And rest of the time, he performs jnana and nishkama karma. This is also considered to be pure devotional service, and it is called maximized bhakti. And then third is, it is quite difficult to perform 9-10 hours of bhakti. It's okay, fine. So you perform some like 3-4 hours of bhakti, 2 hours of chanting 16 rounds, then half an hour reading, half an hour hearing, and then Mangalarti and things like that. So that is called Guni Bhuta Bhakti or minimized bhakti. So that is called Bhakti Yoga. That is not called pure devotional service. That is called devotional service. So that produces results, but it produces very gradual results. So now, where the goal is, with all these things, the star mark is, the thing is performed only for the purification of heart and attaining the lotus feet of the Lord without having any material desires. So this is the clause that is there. And pure devotional service, you see the first two things are marked as pure devotional service, and the next is, third one is marked as like just devotional service or bhakti yoga. So pure devotional service means more than 50%, like more than 50% of one's time, energy, like money and everything is utilized in the service of the Supreme Lord. So then direct service of the Supreme Lord in the 64 angas of bhakti. So then it is considered to be pure devotional service. And pure devotional service will possibly produce things that are mentioned in the nectar of devotion. That is Klesha Agni, Shubhada, Moksha Lavata, Sudurlabha, Sundrananda, Visheshatma, Sri Krishna, Akarshani, and things like that. So now, Krishna Bhakta means one classic thing is Nishkama. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama, Ateyeva Shanta, Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakli Ashram. So there is Krishna Bhakta means starting from Nishkama Karma Yoga. So Krishna Bhakta starts, actually. Krishna Bhakti starts. Okay, so now we see a very interesting comparison. Slow progress, no progress, and regress. So this is we saw that bhakti is very, very powerful. Even a rat, by mistake, he performed an act of bhakti and he got liberated. So it's very powerful, actually. It's very powerful and it awards rapid progress. But one can attain the perfection within a very short time. But when this bhakti is mixed with other processes, karma and jnana, so the bhakti slows down, the effect slows down, right? And then when it is performed along with kama, that is material desires, that is called sakama, then the progress stops. So jnana vairagya, progress doesn't happen actually. And when it is performed along with offenses and sins, we regress. So this is put in a graphical form. So you add karma to the process of bhakti, it becomes slow. The effect of bhakti becomes slow. So and then this second picture is of the picture of the marriage party that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur tells a story of a marriage party. They had to go to the next shore to attend the marriage function, and the bridegroom is there in this one, and they all sat in the night in the boat and they started rowing. And after rowing throughout the night, in the morning they saw they were there only. And morning they realized that the anchor they didn't remove. So in that way, if we see that if our strong material goals, we are not giving up strong material goals, hamara sola mara pani mein jayega. So we will not be able to gain the jnana vairagya by this practice. If, you see that anybody who's taking a yoga process, anybody who's taking a the process of any of the yoga process, karma yoga, jnana yoga, any of the yoga process. So amongst the circle of the practitioners, yoga practitioners, so their terminology is very clear. like, okay, you're telling that you're following certain process. So what is your progress? No, Jnana Vairagya, how much you have developed your Jnana Vairagya? How much you are able to see something beyond matter? Are you able to perceive spirit? Are you able to perceive supreme spirit? Are you able to like get detached from matter? No. So this is the parameter, to judge whether somebody is making advancement. So that advancement will get stopped. No. Nishkama karma means advancement will be there, but it will be slow. And this one Sakama karma means like no advancement stops. And then this one offenses when it is performed, like then it just destroys whatever jnana vairagya we have developed. That also we will lose. No? So we will lose, and then we will become more and more materialistic. Right? So that is why it is mentioned Muktanam Abhisiddhanam Narayana Parayana Sudurlava Prashantatma Kotishwati Mahamuni. So like it is very, very rare to actually find a pure devotee. To like when we understand the definition of pure devotee, we understand that Muktanam Abhisiddhanam Sudurlava. So it's very, very rare. Kotishwati Mahamuni. So maybe like 1 in thousands or millions will be able to take up to the practice of pure devotional service. And so in order to get this, one need to have the mercy of Guru and Krishna. Brahmanda Bhavite Kona Bhagyavanji, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai, Bhakti Lata Beach. So what is this Bhakti Lata Beach? The methods, rules and regulations by which one is perfectly trained in devotional service constitute the Bhakti Lata Beach. And the Bhakti Lata Beach can be received only through the mercy of spiritual master. So what is technically this Bhakti Lata Beach? How to perform this 24/7? Either the package of Bhakti or the package of Pradhanibhuta Bhakti or the package of Gunibhuta Bhakti. How to do it 24/7? This methods and procedures. It is not just like you chant. It is just like if you have to teach a person how to fill a bucket. So you have to teach the person, you have to pour water in it, and if there is any holes, you have to seal it. So that is when the water will get filled over there. In the same way, if you want to make progress in Jnana Vairagya, you have to teach people how to perform bhakti and what all the other substitutes, dharmic substitutes that you can use to fill your 24/7. And then, along with that, you should not have material goals and aspirations for making spiritual advancement and avoid offenses. So these are avoid offenses and sin. So this is the entire package, and this package has to be taught in a interesting way or practical way how he can actually put in his life, and considering all the practical parameters. So that is the job of a spiritual master, where he gives this particular kind of a package. So in fact, like one of our devotees, Krishna Gangamati, he wanted to be a full-time devotee, and then he wanted to quit his job and things like that. And when he wrote a mail to his spiritual master, there's almost some 5-6 pages of questions that came. Like, how will you take care of your family? How will you manage all the different things? Will your practical needs be met? Will it be that you are doing this and again you have to jump back and then you will not get sufficient opportunities. So there is so much careful consideration is there. It is not just how Arjuna was telling I don't want to fight, I want to take sannyas. So that is not the rule. That is and neither Krishna nor the spiritual master will allow such a sannyas actually. They will tell first and foremost you work properly. So you do your work properly. Like that. So that is the basic education. And later point in time, all of us have a retired form of life, right? So it is not that we have to work till end of our life or something like that. So that is the very same thing the acharyas are also requesting. Please plan your retirement in such a way that you will not again get involved. Post retirement again you will take another job or again get involved in your family affairs and things like that. So develop the taste for bhakti and then gradually plan your retirement and then invest more and more time in the angas of bhakti, right? So this is the thing that is actually the Bhakti Lata Beach or the proper sadhana practice, and this practice should be free from sins. Eshanto antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam edvanda moha nirmukta bhajante mam vidavata. Until unless we accept a bona fide package like this, and we are not seeing ever increasing jnana, vairagya and bhakti, so then it is like this car which engine is not properly working or something like that, or gear is not put properly, so you're giving accelerator sound will come and smoke will come, but no tangible progress will be there. And, so in that way, like no, we should see that we develop in Jnana Vairagya and Bhakti. And to this effect, there is a nice shloka. Bhakti Pareshanubhava Virakti Anyatra Chaishataka Ekakala Prapadyamanasya Kashvatashus Tushti Pushti Shuddhapayonadasa. So when we perform the act of surrendering unto the Supreme Lord properly, Jnana, Vairagya and Bhakti, steadily and progressively increases. Just like when you take a food, like Tushti, Pushti and Shuddhapaya, that is satisfaction. Tushti means satisfaction, Pushti means nourishment, and Shuddhapaya is reduction of hunger. So with every morsel of food that you take, a little bit of satisfaction, a little bit of reduction of hunger, a little bit of nourishment actually comes. Right? In the same way, every act of devotion that you perform, your Jnana, Vairagya and Bhakti must gradually and steadily increase. So that is the way of functioning of the process of Bhakti. Okay, so with this we pause. Any questions, comments? We can take. Hare Krishna. Yes, ma'am.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you so much for the class. There were so many things, and I was able to adapt.